So out of all these drills, can any of them beat the Flex? So seeing that Makita currently seems to hate their LXT line here, so I got an adapter. We're going to run her here with the M18 forward, see if we can get a little more power out of her. .15 amp hour flex volt. So taking another look here at the Makita 18 volt, the real question is, was it limited by the pack? And the answer is yes. Adapting to the Forge, we go from 944 watts to 1,174 watts. And we also see a boost using DeWalt's 15 amp hour flex volt. So the 8 amp hour actually finally came in here for the Greenworks. Let's go ahead and see if it improves the performance. And it provided a pretty good boost there, going from 771 to 945. So if they come out with a better 4 amp hour pack, this would be a decent drill for the money. Caterpillar here with the 5 amp hour graphene battery. Not real impressive for the money. You're talking $305 for the kit. It does come with the 5 amp hour graphene battery, but you're only looking at a maximum around 849 watts. LED there on the base, no anti-kickback, and is made in China. M18 with the 12 amp hour. Preferably the setup's going to be with the new Forge here, producing 1,257 watts. Probably the 5 amp hour and above is where you need to be with this drill. Does have anti-kickback. The LED here is at the bottom. Kit wise, you're looking at $300, and it is made in China. DeWalt 998, 5 amp hour power stack. Highest performance is going to be with the 5 amp hour power stack here, coming at 1,155 watts. The drill does have multi-selection here for the LED. 3-speed gearbox, made in Mexico, with a kit price of $330. The 998 nor the 999 have anti-kickback. DeWalt 999, 15 amp hour flex volt. Pretty much the same drill as 998. The only difference here is this has flex volt advantage. And you can see that jump up in watts using flex volt batteries, where this 15 amp hour provided 1,246 watts. Again, kit price around that $330. Bosch, 12 amp hour. Pretty good performance when paired with the 12 amp hour here. Now, yes, this is the older 12 amp hour. I don't have the new versions yet, which the easiest way to tell is this emblem here will be in red. But overall, the maximum watts with a 12 amp hour of 1467 with a torque of 663 has anti-kickback, which you can turn off. LED light is on the base. You can add their tool connect, made in Malaysia, with a kit price of $300. Metabo, 5.5. Metabo Germany here. What's surprising is the performance is the highest with the 5.5 amp hour, producing 1,233 watts. Dual LEDs on the base. Has an E-clutch, so that adjustment is done here down at the base. Selection between drill mode and hammer mode is here on the top. This one comes with the quick disconnect here, so you can add other attachments like this high torque drill attachment, claiming 3 times the torque, but it has a cost of $550. But probably one thing that sets this apart from the other drills is high speed, with a no load RPM of 4,000. Made in Germany with a kit price of around $500 and has anti-kickback. Makita XGT, 8 amp hour. Impressive number, especially when we're running this 8 amp hour with watts out of 1,846 with a torque of 458. So on top you have drill, screw mode, and hammer mode. If you put it in screw mode, we do have a E-clutch, which is adjustable here. Unlike the 18 volt, this does have anti-kickback, made in China, with a kit price of around $500. Hilti, 12 amp hour, speed 2. Decent watts out of 1,458, but seeing this has a 4-speed gearbox in low, so S1, it produced a maximum of 746 pound-inch using that 7.9 amp hour battery. But we do have to compare this to other drills, so in speed 2, you're looking at 497. The LED is there on the base, has anti-kickback, drill only, no hammer drill, made in China, with a kit price of around $550. So max watts with a 4 to 6 amp hour battery. The flex here is still on top with that 6 amp hour stacked lithium, followed by the Makita 40 volt and the M18 Forge. Rounding out the bottom is the Cat and the Bosch and the Greenworks. Now one thing I will point out is Bosch did just release that 6 amp hour I haven't acquired yet. When we look at max possible watts out with any battery, Makita here, 40 volt on top with that 8 amp hour producing an astonishing 1,846 watts. With the Flex 10 amp hour stacked lithium right behind it, followed by the Bosch 12 amp hour. And coming in last here, we can see the Greenworks running that 8 amp hour, the Makita with that 6, and the Cat with that 5 amp hour graphene battery. Max torque and low using a 2.5 to 6 amp hour battery. Flex is still on top here with that 6 amp hour stacked lithium, followed by the new Hilti and then the M18. Max torque and low using any battery. Hilti comes out on top in speed 1, followed by the Bosch, the Flex, and the M18. But if we're comparing apples to apples and we go to speed 2 with the Hilti, you can actually see it falls under the Hercules here. Rounding out the bottom, we have the 18 volt Metabo, the Cat, and the Greenworks. So I loaded each drill down here on the dyno at 500 watts for 5 minutes. The Cat actually shut off here at 3 minutes 30, and it was actually the drill, not the battery. Of course, this has the graphene battery, and I swapped batteries and the drill would just flash. But the rest here stayed running for those 5 minutes. So going from the hottest to the coldest, we have the Cobalt here, the Milwaukee M18, the Metabo HPT 18 volt, Hercules, DeWalt 998, Metabo 36 volt, the Rigid, Flex, DeWalt 999, German Metabo, Bosch, Greenworks, which is impressive for how small of a drill this actually is, Makita, 18 volt, Hilti, and the Makita 40 volt. So we'll take a listen here to the sound off of each drill under no load, with the mic 1 foot away from the drill and the meter 1 foot away from the drill as well. Yes, there's a lot of variables, but it's kind of a rough estimate on where these stand dB-wise. So handle-wise here in part 2, I don't really care for the Cat. Very short, solid plastic here on the handle. German Metabo here, pretty much the same thing. Really short. Looks like it does have a spot here for a depth rod. Milwaukee a little bit longer, but solid plastic, and it's kind of flimsy out here. I would have liked to seen a alignment pin here. DeWalt pretty much the same length there as the Milwaukee. This is the same for the 998 as the 999. Does have a spot for a depth rod there as well. Makita, a little bit longer, rubberized grip. It does have a alignment pin and comes with a depth rod. Hilti, a couple inches longer than the Makita there. No spot for a depth rod, rubberized grip. Bosch, pretty much the same length there as the Hilti with a spot for a depth rod and rubberized grip. This is way overpriced in my opinion for the performance. Yes, you do have a graphene battery, but it is quite heavy and bulky. I think the Greenworks could be a budget play in the future, but I don't like that 4 amp hour battery pack that this drill comes with. Had decent performance with the 8, but again, it doesn't come with the 8, it comes with the 4 amp hour. Makita 18 volt, nice drill, but I really wish they would provide something a little bit better than these 18650 cells. Because as I tested, you can get a lot more out of this drill with a better battery pack. So DCD 998, I wasn't too impressed with this. Doesn't have anti-kickback. Overall, to me, the DCD 805 is the better DeWalt drill. Same thing can be said there again with the DCD 999, but you do have the flexible benefit there with the 999. The older Metabo 36 volt didn't perform bad. Lifetime warranty there, but I think you're really limited by the line, but they seem to be working on that. Pretty much the same thing can be said here with the 18 volt, the latest generation of their drill. Now the Cobalt performed really well. I just think you have better options, one being flex. But I will say they are expanding the Cobalt line here with just recently the cutoff tool and the cordless grease gun. Hercules, I think this is a pretty good budget play as well. And the Milwaukee, well, yeah, it did all right. Kind of noisy to me. Also found that if you're using battery packs under the 5 amp hour, once you get it under load, it like stalls, restarts, kind of weird. But definitely something you're going to want to run the Forge on. Rigid, performed quite well. We haven't seen that new 4 amp hour yet, so I would like to get that new 4 amp hour under this. But yeah, overall, not bad for the money. So, the top of the top here. The German Metabo, I think it's kind of a niche drill. Do like that's made in Germany. And that 4,000 RPM high speed for drilling. But other than that, in the US, it's quite expensive. And I do also question the warranty because if you go on Metabo's website, it doesn't even list the United States. Bosch, really good performance for the money. Maybe at some point I get those new batteries and we run the test again. But overall, quite an impressive drill. Hilti, yes, it has the highest torque because it has a 4-speed gearbox there. When you put it in a comparable speed to the other drills, it actually drops quite a bit there as we've seen in the graph. Definitely quite bulky here with the length. But if you're in a scenario where you need a cordless drill with the highest torque, yeah, might be something to consider. At the end of the day, I still think the Flex here is the best value for the performance, but I was more so shocked here with the watts out of the Makita 40 volt, making its way to the top of the chart from all the drills I've tested. Definitely interesting here with the E-clutch digital adjustment. So here you have it. If you're looking for the specs, it'll be at the end here along with the complete list of all the drills I've tested. So hopefully you found this video useful. Let us know if you have any of these in the comments below and how they've worked out for you. Product links will be below like normal. Thanks for the support from the members, and I'll catch you on the next one. Now here's some of those specs if you're curious. The tool only model number, the cost, where it's made, warranty, if it has anti-kickback, claimed max speed in 1, claimed max speed in 2, 3 and 4 if equipped, BPM, max torque claimed, the length and the width, and the weight of the tool only. So compared to all the drills I've tested, ranking by watts, the Makita 40 volt here comes out on top, followed by that Flex, and the Bosch and the Hilti.